The little red button. Awesome. Okay, so welcome everybody to the March All-In Facilitator call with hopefully Shannon O'Hara joining us from on. She might be having internet issues since none of us can get through to her. So we'll see if I'll make a couple of announcements and then we'll see if you guys have questions and hopefully she will join us very soon. So one of the things I wanted to announce to you guys, and you have received an email, but I know how emails are, very many, and some go into your junk mails and everything. So one of the things that is changing April 1st is the cost of facilitator licenses. So to become a BF, it has been $200 once a year when you go to renew. If you're a certified facilitator, your licenses automatically renew as a BF. So that is not an issue if you're a CF, but it'll be going up to $250 April 1st. And body process facilitator, if you're looking to become one and aren't, or a facelift facilitator, those are also going up by $50 each starting in April. So if you are someone who wants to add to your business and looking to become maybe a facelift facilitator or a body class facilitator, and you have the prerequisites for that, this is an awesome month to do that. So if you get, someone was asking earlier about, well, like here's a question: to become a facelift facilitator, you do need to do 20 facelifts to become a facilitator. So you take the 3-day body class, and you need to also do 20 facelifts. A great way to do that, if you guys are traveling to classes, and it's an honor system really, like you let them know you've done your 20 sessions. A great time to do that is if you are at an access class and people are often trading bars or giving body work. A great time to get some of those sessions in is to offer facelifts at classes. So that's a great way to get your sessions in. If you've never received a facelift, awesome to find a practitioner, because anyone that's been, once you've been to a 3-day body class, you're a practitioner, so you can offer facelift sessions or body processes. And to become a body process facilitator, you need to do 2 3-day body classes and a foundation, I believe. So there's different prerequisites, and if you guys have questions about any of those licenses, we have emails for each. So it's bodies@accessconsciousness.com for any questions about becoming a body process facilitator or a body, what it, you know, and anything with facelift, becoming a facelift facilitator, you write to facelift@accessconsciousness.com. And of course, there's bars at accessconsciousness.com too. So those are the easiest emails because you reach a bunch of people on the team who know all of the information and can answer, because sometimes your individual question or situation will be slightly different than someone else's. So it's great if you have questions about becoming any of those or what it takes, or if you're looking at it in the future, even this, if now is not the month and it's something you're looking at, those are kind of the best emails to ask your questions to, and you can ask them here in the chat as well. One of the other things we just launched this month is a global campaign called Get Your Happy On. So all of you now, if you go to your, if you log in at the website, sorry, it's 1 a.m. here, my brain is it's working a little bit slower than normal. If you go to your profile on the facilitator page and you go to create a class, or if you're, and then you go to events, you're going to see a new class called 4 Tools to Get Your Happy On. So it's available for all of you to facilitate, bars facilitator, body, facelift, certified facilitator. And right now it's in English. There's a beautiful landing page, accessconsciousness.com/get your happy on, that's featuring like the tools that we call basic that change people's worlds. So who does it belong to? Light and heavy, ease, joy, and glory, and POC and POTS, the clearing statement. And so it's presented in a really cool way for new people. And so if you're looking for a different kind of intro class to facilitate, it's designed to be an intro. So 4 hours or under, you get to choose the price. And it's currently that landing page and the graphics are being translated in a whole bunch of different languages. So it's ready in English now, but it's coming in many languages. So that'll be translated and the landing page and graphics for you by the end of the month, hopefully in all the languages. We've requested them. Our amazing translators are very busy, but I'm surely by the end of the month, that'll all be done, maybe even by the middle of the month. And when these new classes that are designed for you guys to facilitate, it really is to bring access to new people and kind of get the tools out there in a different way. And you get the benefit of, you know, the marketing and the branding and the ideas done for you. You can also do that class. So those are the 4 tools we featured, but you can choose anything. You can do that class around, you might have, you know, something you do with your body, you know, that brings you happiness, or it can be any tools that you use to shift things. I know, at least especially in America, that topic, you know, anxiety, depression is a huge, and so happiness is something that we figured was an easy way. People have been asking if you guys are doing expos, or I know in the Northern Hemisphere, summer is slowly coming. We have spring, but there's like lots of festivals and farmers markets. So wherever you live, that's a great, if you want to do a talk on that topic, you know, you maybe approach a local school or police station or wellness center. The graphics are done for you. There's also beautiful postcards that you can print. And again, they're coming in languages not ready yet, but you can put your own information on those, like maybe make a little sticker so someone can reach you at your email, but you can drop those anywhere. You know, coffee shops really they create curiosity, and you can put your contact information on there. There's also posters. So again, like if you want to put them anywhere up in your neighborhood, it's really designed to engage people locally and give you other options to reach out. So again, it's accessconsciousness.com/getyourhappyon. And then all of your classes that you guys post, and the sooner you post them, the better. There's an email that went out to all of you as facilitators about this and about putting your classes up. And then an email goes to the whole database. So, you know, the hundreds of thousands of people on our database, the millions of people we reach on social media, that then direct to your classes. You can pull up at accessconsciousness.com/happy. We'll pull up just all of your classes, the individual facilitator classes. It's also on the main landing page. But when you post your class, you do have to have a public profile for it to show up on that page. But that way, if you have them posted, like look ahead at your schedule, post as many as you like. And that way, when people start going, oh, I want to take a class with someone, your class will show up there. We literally have 1 million people visit our website a month, people looking for classes. We're promoting that page, especially all over social media. We just did a big conference out in San Francisco where we highlighted this topic and printed the big expo banners and everything. So please do the same. It's really to have kind of a ground movement taking over. We're using the hashtag #GetYourHappyOn, which even if you speak another language, you can use that hashtag. So wherever you play on social media, you can use that. And that way it, you know, sort of connects all of our posts. So when people see that, they can see what you guys are doing around the world with it. Awesome. So if you guys, if I see some questions in the chat, I don't think we have Shannon on yet, which is interesting. So she's in Rome at Facilitators, and I may try calling her one more time, but she might be having a problem with her internet. So we might reschedule this one if she doesn't come on, or we'll come up with something, do something fun if she doesn't join us. But if any of you guys have other questions about anything I'm talking about facilitator licenses, anything in general, we can go with those too. You can ask them in the chat or unmute. No questions. We're like, no, we want Shannon. We came on for Shannon. I'm like, I know. So let me try calling her one more time just to see. It seems like her internet's not even working because the calls aren't even going through. But hold on one moment. If someone else wants to, Betsy, if you want to chat for just a second.
Thank you, thank you. So somebody was asking if there's an Arabic copy of the foundation manual. And that would be, if you're a certified facilitator, you should have access to the different foundation manuals in the certified facilitator's name. And the most recent version of the manual in all the languages will be found there. And if you are taking a foundation class from anyone and you would like a different language than the foundations being offered in, you can ask that facilitator to provide a manual for you in that language if that language is available. Now, they may charge you for the printing cost of that, but they are certainly able to provide a hard copy of the manual in any language. And the same thing goes for the BARS manuals. So I recently taught a BARS class where somebody had Portuguese as their primary language, and she asked for the manual in Portuguese. So she had the English manual and the Portuguese manual, and then she just paid me the money that she just reimbursed me for the money that I spent on the printing. So it's definitely a possibility. And just to let you all know, while we're waiting for Emily, for the BARS video, it is being translated into many, many languages. And we're in the final stage of getting that done. And there might be some languages uploaded already, but the fastest way to find if your language is now available in the subtitles is to check the BARS Ning, because as soon as it's ready, as soon as it's been approved and double checked and triple checked, and any little things that need to be fixed have been fixed, it will be uploaded into the Ning, so you guys can have it as soon as possible. And the other thing to let you know that there's people really busily hard at work working on are the new head charts are also being translated in many, many, many languages. And again, we're at the final stages of that, and we appreciate your patience. It just takes quite a while. Our translators are very busy, as you guys know, and we do try to get everything to you as fast as we can. So know that those things are in the works as well. So, any other questions for us? Let's see. Somebody's asking if they have a public profile, but when they send an email to themselves to test it, the email form on my profile does not work. How do I know if my profile is working correctly? If you can, please send an email to customer service at accessconsciousness.com and tell them this is going on, and they will get that to the right department to help you. Because yeah, when somebody sends you an email, you should be receiving it if you have a public profile. So that's a great question. Thank you.
Cool. So Shannon is coming. She'll be here in 2 minutes.
Yay. I was just telling everybody about the BARS video being translated in all the languages and the head charts, and that we're in the final stages of all of that. And for everyone to just keep checking the BARS Ning for as soon as it's approved, and it will be uploaded so that everyone has it as fast as they can, and telling them how awesome our translators are.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys. And I know with any of the stuff we give you, if you guys want to, the stuff, the graphics we have for printing, someone's asking, I think if you can use the logo for printing on t-shirts. Do they mean for the Get Your Happy On or the Access Consciousness stuff? If you're doing like an event and you want to make t-shirts, that's great. If you go to sell something that has like the logo, then you need to get it approved for products. So it's different if you're using it for like an event and you guys just want to wear it, or if you're selling it. So if you're selling it, you just need to get it approved, because then there's 50% royalties if like you're using Access material and selling it. So that is products@accessconsciousness.com. Or you can email us at bards@accessconsciousness.com and we can get it to the right people. But that way, if you're going to be selling something, oh, thank you, Tiffany. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Emily, I'm here.
Yay! You're wonderful.
Oh my God, you guys. I am so sorry. I had this on the calendar for tomorrow morning. I am literally late for nothing in my entire life. So I just woke up. I woke up 1 minute ago and I put a dress on and I'm right here. So if I look like I rolled out of bed, I did. I am so sorry, you guys. I was really looking forward to this. I really apologize for being late. I'm here. Let's do this. Let's succeed.
Let's do it. Okay, you're on. We've done all our announcements. So you just gave us time for announcements. It's perfect.
Oh my gosh. So what are we doing? What's the questions? What are we doing?
So the question, your topic is the business of succeeding, which we have over 200 people on, so they're excited about it. So you can take it away. You guys can unmute to ask questions or put them in the chat. Shannon, are you good looking in the chat when people type in? Yes. And I can also let you know. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Hi, guys. So I would love your guys' questions too. It'll really help. Let me know what it is that we can do with you guys so that you are willing to have more with what you're facilitating and that you're facilitating. So where do you guys want to start? Someone said 99% of succeeding is showing up. I slightly disagree, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm sorry. Sorry, I heard a voice and then I started talking.
Yes, it was me.
Cool. Hi.
Hi. So I have a question. Recently, I was looking at what I can do. I'm not a certified facilitator. I'm an Access Facelift facilitator. And I was wondering, not many people here are doing like up to 4 hours intro classes, or, things like something smaller, which is a creation, which is not like a whole foundation.
Okay.
Is there more information there on what we can create and how we go about creating those smaller intro classes? And what are the kind of things we can touch at?
Do you mean creating the facelift classes specifically?
No, not facelift. Like, access intro classes, but like different subjects.
Okay, so with creating any classes, whether they're intro classes or big classes, I mean, I would always start from the question of what do you guys desire to create? And why did you choose to become an Access facilitator? Why Access? Why this? Why this big weird thing that is so different and so unusual? And what is it that you'd like to create? So Manish, what is it that you'd like to create?
I came up with some fun topics that were, for me, one was like date with the visas. How do you take your business international?
Yeah, but what is it you'd like to create ultimately?
Ultimately, more fun for what I do and everything.
More fun for you?
Yes.
Okay, so it's all facilitating is all about you.
In these 10 seconds, yes. And
I'm going to be really straight with you. If it's about you, you're probably not going to get that many people to your class.
Okay.
If you're facilitating to facilitate greater possibility in the universe for everybody, people are going to feel that, whether they understand what your intentions are or not. They're going to sense that what you have to offer will benefit them and benefit everybody. They're going to sense it somewhere in their universe. And that's going to help them, and that's going to really make them want to reach for you more. So with your classes and with your facilitations, guys, are we a range of CFs in here? I'm not sure. Is anybody a CF on this call? Or are you guys all?
There's all different facilitators are on this call.
Okay. Cool. So it's really, look, okay. This is huge because you have to look at, okay, like, number one, do you desire to succeed with Access? And that's a huge question. And when I say succeed with Access, I mean, it's like, okay, so what is Access? question, choice, possibility, energy, space, consciousness. That's huge. Do you desire to succeed with access? And what does it take to succeed? And what's it going to take to succeed? And so, and Manish, thank you so much for speaking up and asking your question and getting to this thing of, okay, so what are your classes for? Is it for you? Is it for others? And on a very logistical, practical level, if you're facilitating so that you look cool or so that your life is more fun, of course facilitating is going to impact you and affect you. Of course it is. In fact, the more you're willing to receive, the more you will succeed. And if you're not claiming and owning and crystal clear about what it is that your target is, ultimately, the big target, if you're not clear with yourself, it will always minimize how big your classes can be, how many people can find you, and what you can create. So getting clear on what it is that you're aiming for is paramount. It's like the first step, it's the cornerstone. That's where you need to start if you're looking at creating your access business and succeeding as a facilitator. So that's, what is it you'd like to succeed at? What is your target? And really, what is it you'd like to succeed at? Because like Manish said, he's like, he'd like to have more fun. Okay. You know, it's like, and what is success for you? Not what is success for this reality and what are all the boxes that you need to tick so you look like you're right and that you're getting it right. What is really success for you? Because when I started facilitating access, I had no idea what it was. And you have to understand that I started, 20 years ago, 21 years ago, and it was just my dad doing it. So to me, it was just like something that made me feel better, but I had no idea what it was. And here we are 20 years later, 25 years later. Sorry guys, it's a little early for me with the math. And it is this mega power of possibility and facilitation. So when I started, I just knew I didn't want to die. And so it was about me. I was like, I don't want to die. And access saved my life. And so for me, I love access so much, and the tool and what it creates is so valuable to me that I would do anything for it. And I would like for more of that to exist in the world. And so that's what my target is, for more of what access creates to exist in the world, the ease that access creates, the space when somebody comes present behind their eyes for the first time, when gigatons of judgment and insanity lift off the planet. That's my target. And that's what I'd like to succeed at. Now, what is everything I have to choose, everything I have to be, everything I have to do to get to that? And so obviously that's a big target. And what is it you chose to be an access facilitator for? And if you can keep that in your awareness, your creations, this is a logistical thing. I know it sounds airy-fairy, but if you can keep your target in your awareness, every choice that you make with your business will actualize more easily. Okay, I'm reading some of the things.
Thank you for saying that, Shannon, because
Okay.
it really is. I've only done one class so far, and now what I'm going to create from here, it's really phenomenal. And I would like to acknowledge that it did save my life too. 8 years of very intense drug abuse and 20 sleeping pills every day, and then I was off it overnight.
Wow.
Overnight.
Right. So, it's like, that's big. And like what you started with was, well, I want to have more fun. But look at what you just indicated. Like, yeah, you just that's a massive transformation. So I wonder if that can be a bigger invitation.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. What else, you guys? I'm looking over in the chat, but it's sort of a blend of translator stuff. And
So Shannon, a couple of the questions that I see is, what can we be or do to increase the number of people in our classes?
I love to talk about that. Okay, guys. So, ooh, that's a big one. How long do we have for this call? Do we have 8 years? Because then I think we might cover it all. Okay, so was that the full question? Was that the full?
That
Yeah,
was
okay.
from that person, yes.
My first thing is I want to say is you have to be willing to be scary. You have to be willing to be scary, and you have to be willing to be scared by what you're capable of. You have to be willing to be scary in that. How many of you guys have this thing that goes on underneath the surface of your logical mind that tells you that if you step up, if you're seen, if you get out there, if you speak up, you're going to be judged, you're going to be persecuted, you're going to be made wrong, you're going to be wrong. So everywhere you're unwilling to be, the evil, wrong, judgeable offense that succeeds with consciousness, will you revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any and all of that, including all the shikyu parts and pieces and everything you're unwilling to, admit to yourself is there. Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pud, puck, shirts, boys, mans. Sorry, guys. I'm going to blow my nose really quick. So how to get more classes, how to get more people to your classes is, ultimately you have to be willing to receive more. Now, I know everyone's heard that before and they're like, yes, that's a good idea, but how the fuck do you do that? Are you willing to receive judgment? Are you guys willing to receive judgment? So it's like, how to get more people to your classes is you have to be willing to, you have to be and receive. And again, if you remember, those are two of the most foundational, fundamental things that we learn in Access, right? Being and receiving. But how many of you guys heard about receiving and you still have no fucking clue what it is or how to get there or what that is, And so something on a logistical level that I would recommend, since you're asking to have more people in your class, you're going to have to receive more. What is receiving? When I first heard about receiving, I thought it was a great idea, but I had no idea what it was. And so I literally asked the universe to show me what receiving was. I'd go like, receiving. What is receiving? Show me receiving, show me receiving, show me receiving, like literally. And I think I probably asked that question for a couple of years. And bit by bit by bit, it would be shown to me. I'd see this, like, I'd see a mom and their kid walking down the street, or I'd see this flash of interaction between somebody. And I started to get what receiving was bit by bit. And I started to put together this stronger awareness and connection. It's not the right word, but it'll do, to receiving. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that you'll ever understand receiving, but you will perceive, know, and be it. So everywhere that you aren't willing to perceive, know, be, and receive, that which will allow you to have more people in your classes than you're comfortable with right now today, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Wow, guys, thank you. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pud, puck, shirts, boys, yikes. And will you please start asking, what is receiving? Okay, start asking the universe, start asking the trees, start asking your body, not from the head, not from understanding. Allow the universe to give you this new piece of awareness, okay? And number one, you must be willing to receive. To have more people in your classes, it's a receiving thing, okay? You have to be willing to receive, but you have to be willing to receive everything. And I want to go back to the judgment thing, because that's something I knew I was doing big time in the beginning. Was I wanted more people in my classes, and I also was in tremendous judgment of myself, and I also was unwilling to be judged by others. And one day I asked Dane came to Access years ago, and he started succeeding really dynamically quite early on. And I noticed that, and he bypassed me really quickly. And so I asked him one day, I think we were at a 7-day in Costa Rica, like a million years ago. And I said, Dane, what are you doing that's making this things work so well for you and making your classes so big and succeed and stuff? And he was like, well, when I start judging myself, I just stop. And it was making that simple but extremely profound reality of what judgment destroys. He just basically would stop judging. I was like, whoa, okay, I gotta trust these tools. And so when I would start judging, I don't have enough people in my classes, I must be a failure. Why would people come talk to me because I'm wrong? You know, all those judgments that you have of you about facilitating, about consciousness, and with receiving all the cognitive and non-cognitive stuff. Will you all revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any and all, or at least some of those judgments you have of you now, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, bad pack, shorts, boys and beyonds. And you got to be an OCD person now and get that judging shit under the fuck control. When you start judging that you don't have enough people in your classes, how many judgments do you have of there must be something wrong, or what are you doing wrong because you don't have enough people in your classes, or all that stuff, all those weird flavors of judgment that are logical, non-logical, spoken, not spoken. Revoke, recant, rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and create. 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 Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And so whenever you start going into judgment about your facilitation, your business, that it will not lead to succeeding. So that is another very vital tool for succeeding, is getting out of judgment. I mean, and I know I'm saying this stuff like receiving, getting out of judgment, like I'm just throwing it out there, but these are the rungs on the ladder. These are the building blocks. This is the stuff that you have got to work on and get through. And if you do, it'll be like this magical thing where all of a sudden everything's working. You won't have to work that hard at it. It'll be like people will just find you miraculously. You'll have all this money coming in and you're like, can't really figure out why or how. Because when we get out of judgment, it allows energies to work better. It allows energy to do what it can be. And when you are following the energy, ease, joy, and glory. And I know that that sounds like a dream or like a hope. And if you will get to this, what is receiving, if you will get out of judgment, just those two things, although they're massive, it will catalyze you and move you into a level of effectiveness that you might not have a reference point for today. So what commitment to being greater can you choose and can you make today that you will either actualize this lifetime or the next lifetime? And you've got to look at, do you want to get there this lifetime? And what is there? What's your target? What would you like to create? Now, how much does that scare you guys? How much does that bring up that, okay, now I'm afraid. So this is where you have to be willing to be scary. You have to be willing to be that scary person who facilitates, you know, and you have to be willing to be scared. You have to be willing to. Now, of course, we know fear is an implant, but that place where you're like, holy fucking shit, this is a lot. This commitment to greater is a lot. You have to be willing to have that intensity in your world and jump over those unusual, challenging obstacles. And if you stay in the safe side of that commitment, if you never if you never go out beyond that thing that is that place where you feel scared that you're going to lose your reference points, you're going to lose your reality, you're going to lose your point of view, you're going to lose what's right about you, you're going to lose your body, you're going to lose whatever it is that you're afraid to lose. If you're not willing to lose it, you will literally never succeed with access. Now, I am so sorry to say that so definitively and so extremely, but access is such an unusual organism that it'll give you exactly what you choose. So if you want to really succeed with your facilitations What are you going to gain? And what are you going to lose? So everything that you're unwilling to lose, that would allow you to gain what's greater. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Yeah.
Lordy, lordy, lordy. Wait, oh, good, bad, all nine, podpuck, 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 blah, 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 blah. Shorts, boys, and beyonds. Shit. Cool, guys. Okay, now I know what I'm talking about is extreme, and I guess I'm of the mind that if you're really gonna succeed, you're gonna have to. It's like big wave surfing. You know, those waves that dudes ride that are like, how big are those waves?
Very big.
Like 80 feet. I don't know. When we talk about 80 feet waves, it doesn't sound that big, but an 80-foot wave could kill you, you know? Like, you have to realize, like, you're paddling out into a possibility that's unknown mostly to this reality and will demand all of you. When you're riding an 80-foot wave, you can't like check out, you can't start thinking about your grocery list, and you definitely can't stop trusting yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna die. And of course, not trusting yourself while you're facilitating access doesn't kill you, it just kills your business.
Shannon,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Of course.
Yes. So I always hear like, you know, if you want to get something, you have to lose everything. Like you want to gain.
In order to gain, you have to. So I would
Yes.
correct that too. In order to gain, you
something.
have. In order to have, excuse me. In order to have everything, you have to be willing to lose everything.
Lose everything. Okay.
Willing.
So
Not you have to do it.
Oh, okay. Because I was questioned that many times, and one day I just like want to kill everyone, including my family and kids and my husband and everyone. And I just thought I prefer to be by myself so that I can create more. And I thought, so is that means lose everything you are talking about, or what's the sort of?
That might be the awareness of what you might have to lose.
Okay, that awareness, but it's not.
What about, sorry, Yuko, you're breaking up a little bit. She's breaking up for everybody else.
Yeah, she went robotic. Yep.
Yeah, she went robot. Okay. Ooh.
How does it get any better?
How does it get better?
Okay.
So, yes, you broke up for a lot of that last part of what you were saying.
Okay.
So yes. So, okay. So you became really angry. You wanted to kill your family. I mean, I've been there, done that. I know how it's like. Recently, my level of awareness supersede my level of allowance big time. Not with my family, but with something else. And it's like, okay, yeah. So you might be aware of, it's like, what are you going to have to lose about the way that you did relationship and family in the past to gain what's possible for you and them and the universe now? Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
And I just want to be clear that I'm not talking about coming to a conclusion that you need to leave your family. I want to be clear that I'm using the tools by asking a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much.
So, yeah. So what would you have to lose to gain a successful, this is the weirdest question, and I can feel that it's uncomfortable and it's like bringing a lot of judgments up for people. What is it you'd have to lose to gain a successful access business? Would you have to lose your judgments of you? Are you willing to lose? Are you willing to lose being wrong? Are you willing to lose being wrong? Because I know it keeps a lot of you company all the time. So everywhere you're unwilling to lose being wrong, so you keep your access business at the level in which you can maintain wrongness of you. Will you all destroy and uncreate all that, please? Jesus, Lord have mercy. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine. Pod, puck, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Guys, that's really heavy. You guys.
Hi, Shannon. Can I ask a question, please?
Of course.
And it's around, I get the awareness and the energy of being prepared to lose everything, and that may include your family, but not necessarily needing to leave it, but being in the question of it. And I think my question is, the heaviest judgment I have around me is from the person that I live with. And I realized yesterday when I was showing somebody a leaflet that I'd created, my very words were, don't show him, he'll just judge the hell out of it. I was willing to receive the judgment of everybody else regarding that except my husband.
Okay, so what's the question?
So the question is, I guess, how do I receive that judgment? And
well, it's not
let it
how
roll
do you
by?
receive it. You just receive. The how question, this is something that you guys need to have as a facilitator as well. Like when anybody asks you how in class, how do you do anything? How do you stand up out of a chair?
Yeah.
You just do it. So it's not how. So is staying in that relationship, is staying in that marriage contributing to you creating the life you'd like to live?
That's the question I'm asking often at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm asking you right now. Now, you made a big mistake. You asked me, and I'm a mean bitch. I'm going to make you get aware here in public.
Well, my sense is actually there's a lot for me to learn.
Okay. That's a nice justification.
By growing within this environment.
So now is she going into awareness, or is she going into story?
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, your question, first of all, was like horrible. How do I receive the judgment? That's like, how do I get beaten and have it not hurt?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your real question? How do I kill my husband and not get caught?
Yeah.
First of all, don't talk about it in public. So that's already passed. So you can't kill him now. Okay, look, and it's like all of us have that one person. It's like I had for years, I was worried that my mom was like gonna be mad at me, you know. So I didn't want to get too big or didn't want to succeed too much. And it went in like layers and stages. Like it was, my first stuff was like the gross layer of understanding. It's like, well, my mom really loves me, but I know that but there's a conflict, and I couldn't really consolidate that in my world. It was sort of like, but I still wasn't succeeding. And at one point my dad got me to look at it. It's like, look, it's like, who are you choosing for, you or who? And I realized that I was choosing for that so my mom wouldn't be mad at me. And my mom being mad is like not like normal mad. My mom being mad is like, you're scared for your life, because she can do anger like better than anybody on earth. And I realized that I was choosing for her to not be mad at me. And I went, fuck, that's not gonna work. So at some point you're just gonna have to get to what's gonna work and what isn't working and be honest with yourself. And I know it's big, and that you guys are both, I mean, that's 2 questions about family right in a row. So it's like, what's it gonna take to make the big choices that change your life, that will get to choosing for what will create more, whatever that looks like, whatever that takes. And I'm not saying leave your family, but I am saying get real straight with yourself. And it's real hard to run a race when you either have, you know, you're hobbled with one leg behind you, or you're standing backwards pretending like you're not running. So this is an interesting one, you guys. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to make the choices that will create greater for everybody with ease? And everything that doesn't allow that to strain and create it. Because some of us has family as a reason And some of us use other things as a reason for why we can't succeed. But how many reasons and justifications do you have for why you can't succeed with access?
Yeah, thank you for that.
And all of that is you guys destroy it and create it, right? Rug, good, bad, pod, puck, shorts, boys, mans. You know, it's like my husband's going to judge me, or my kids are going to guilt trip me, or my mom's going to be mad at me, or, you know, everyone's going to hate me. And so everything that is, and everywhere that you're choosing for them and for their limitations, will you actually be honest with yourself that you're doing that in the first place? And is that your best choice, you know? So this is, yeah, I mean, and this is where you're going to have to be, I mean, gosh, this is such a huge conversation. I feel like I'm pressing your guys' faces into like an extremely unpleasant thing, which is being honest with yourself about what you're choosing. And if you're really looking at succeeding, especially with access. Now, and you have to go back to this question of what is it you desire to succeed with and at? What is succeeding for you? You know, it's so important that you guys know that. Because we all know what succeeding in this reality is. We all know that. Have you done your best to succeed in this reality and at this reality, and has that worked for you? So I would love it if you guys would go away from this conversation today and start looking at what is it you actually desire to succeed at? If it's anything, if it can go outside of this reality's boundaries, if it can be anything, what is it you desire? What is that? What is succeeding for you? You know? And it might just be that glitter of energy that you can't quite define or understand yet. It might be a sense of energy that isn't cognitive, yet you can perceive it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Hi, this is Katya. I know most of my life that I can achieve anything if I want to. And I did, like when I had anything that I desired, I actually managed to create it. The only thing I never knew was what I really want, what I really desire to create.
Is it what you never knew, or is it what you've never chosen?
Yes, I even as a kid, I saw all possibilities. Like when I was really little, I really saw all kinds of possibilities, and I went into so much confusion about, so if anything is possible, what the hell do I choose? It was like, and I'm back to that now with choice. So my question is, if you have no reference points, if you have no point of view, if you have no judgment, how the hell do you choose?
You need to stop asking how, babe.
Yes.
So ask a different question.
Okay. What to choose if you don't know what to choose?
So does it matter?
Exactly, it doesn't.
But it doesn't sound to me like, okay, so let me just say, it doesn't sound to me like you're asking what to choose. It's more like you're talking about not choosing.
Yes, I'm talking about not choosing.
Yeah.
When I'm faced with a lot of choices, I go into confusion. How do I get out of it?
Is that really, are you actually going into confusion, or are you reaching a boundary of your reality that you are not interested in going beyond?
Interested in going beyond.
Because it's convenient that you don't know what to choose, but I honestly doubt that's actually the issue.
Well, my whole life it was.
No, that's the story that you're telling yourself.
Okay. So how do I get that? Okay.
We're with a bunch of facilitators right now. You know, we're with a bunch of facilitators right now. Does it sound like does she sound like she wants to choose, or is she looking for a reason why she can't choose? You know?
But honestly, when I'm with myself and I get myself into, I can create a place and space for me to have like days and money and everything. So I have time, I have money, and I stay, like I wake up in the morning and I go like, okay, Katya, you can have anything. What are we going to do? And blank.
So you have a lack of creativity? Is that what you're saying? You're not smart enough
I
to
can create,
get to the next step?
I can create anything in a blank if you just, say, if you would be there with me and you say...
Apparently you can't create anything. Apparently you cannot create your own awareness of what you'd like to choose and create.
Yes, that's correct.
So, okay, that sucks for you.
Yes. As soon as somebody just makes a wish or says, oh, can you do whatever? I'm on it, I'm doing it, and I do it.
Good. So you live to be a servant to others and never to what you could be.
Yeah. How do I get to what I can be? Just asking questions? Is that like the best way?
Are you an XSCF?
Yes.
So if you were facilitating yourself right now, what would you do?
Well, this is one my blind spot, really.
You might want to go back and listen to this, because I did ask you a question about going beyond some parameter of your reality that you're not interested in going beyond, that you glazed right past.
I never looked at it like that.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, babe.
So am I not interested in going beyond
a parameter of what reality you've decided is real and true, or the parameters of reality that you live within? You're not really, you can't, it's not true that you can't actually figure out what you want to create. That's not actually what's going on. Okay, so what is going on? There's something you're not willing to go beyond or gain access to yet.
So, okay. So whenever the thing is, I know the story thing. It's just, am I making it real? So.
Well, if you were making this less about a personal problem and more about changing the world, what would you do?
You don't want to know.
So when
I'm kind of a destroy everything person.
When you guys now so I hope that you guys really go back, and I've noticed that Tiffany's been writing down a lot of the processes and the questions. It's like, I hope you learn this stuff that we've talked about. Now I'm running my hopes and dreams bars right now. Because these are practical things that you can institute. And the question that we're having with Katya is a bit more of an extreme or advanced version of what is receiving. Mm-hmm. What do I desire to succeed at? And she's coming up now with this fabulously boring story of why she can't choose because she's not aware of what she desires.
Well, I'm not the only one. I talk with a lot of people that say, like, I don't know.
I'm so glad you're not the only one. There's a whole bunch of people justifying why they can't choose. I've never noticed that in the world before.
Okay. So.
And this is this place of, it's like, you guys have to look at what's your level of commitment to consciousness. Our stories are convenient and our justifications are boring. How many of you guys are so effing bored with your fucking story of why you can't?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wait till you make your first million, wait till you make your second million, wait till you make your third million facilitating consciousness. That's way more fun than this boring story of why you can't. So everything that doesn't allow you to scare the shit out of yourself with how much you can create. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys and beyonds. And it's like, yes, I can make money. Yes, I can have everything. Okay, are you really making money, or are you playing real small?
I'm playing small.
Yeah.
So
it's like, and I'm not saying that you need to be facilitating an access business where you're making millions of dollars. I am saying, what is success for you?
Yes.
Okay. For you guys, what is success for you? For me, I need to have the money. I'm a big money hungry glutton. I love money. So when money comes, I'm like, yes. That's part of it for me. But if it was only the money, it wouldn't work, because I also have to have that there also has to be that dynamic expansion of consciousness in the universe. And that is true for me. I didn't always know that, but I gave myself the space to terrify myself with what could be possible.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you guys can go down to the very, very, very bottom basics of why did you choose to become an access consciousness facilitator? Okay, why this? Because this access, look, access is not for the weak of heart. This is what access does, is extreme change in the world. And you have to look at why this choice. What is it that you know is possible that you are not claiming and owning that you know is possible? And all of the reasons and justifications and excuses for why you won't go there, or how you can't go there. And it's like this thing about having not enough people in your classes or having small classes is like, how much of that are you creating to prove that you can't succeed with this, or that this is too hard, or that, see, it doesn't work. I think I facilitated 1, 2, 3, 4 people classes for 10 years before people started really coming to my classes. So this is definitely not a sprint. This is a marathon, you guys. And whether you're a first-year Access certified facilitator or you've been a certified facilitator for 5 years, it's like, are you willing to do what it takes to succeed? And are you willing to stick with this if this takes 3 lifetimes? And everything that brings up, and everywhere that you want to give up because that's too long and a humanoid wants it to happen today. Will you destroy and uncreate whoever is telling you that that's too long, and whatever is telling you that today is the only way? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, padpock shirts, boys and beyonds. Wow. I feel like I'm one of those facilitators that instead of inspiring you on, I terrify you into the awe, the massive weight of what you're gonna, it's like, oh fuck, okay, this. And I'm such a weird person that everyone has told me so much that they really appreciate my directness, but you have to understand, I don't understand that I'm being direct. This is just the way that I am. And I think that we're supposed to talk about what is immediately. So if we're talking about succeeding, and we're talking about succeeding in an access consciousness facilitation context, if you're not being real about the things that we talked about, what is it you desire to succeed at? Receiving judgment, being willing to terrify the fuck out of yourself about the greatness you're willing to have and be and create in the world. These things, these cornerstones, that's Max. These foundational things, if this isn't in place, you won't succeed. You'll have years of treading water and sort of succeeding and having things kind of work, but then not really. And if you can be choosing for what you desire to succeed at right from the beginning or from today, even though it might not be crystal clear, even though what you desire to succeed at might just be this sense, always choose towards that with all of your fucking might. Don't hold back. Don't be afraid. Be willing to be shattered by that excitement, that exploded by all that possibility, scared out of this reality and hurling into a new possibility that you can't control, or that you don't know, or that you aren't familiar with yet. And that's what access does. And if you don't want that, if you want less than that, that's okay. You can have your little classes and you can have your little bank accounts. But if you're willing to have that, if you're willing to be exploded out of your mind all the time, you will succeed. You will become rich. You will change the world. It happens here. It happens here. It happens here, 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 not out there. Change this, you'll start having hundreds of people in your classes. But when you can get to the point here where every molecule is fucking rocking in your world, and you can hear the energy expressing its possibilities, and you do not turn down the volume, you will start magnetizing possibility to you. So strengthen your choice Notice where you're going into your stories. Notice the justifications and the reasons that you have for why you can't. Okay, that'll take you guys a while to notice the way you think. Notice the way you talk. It doesn't have to be perfect today. You've got lifetimes to perfect this. Okay, now that you know this, will you ever let this go? And you can get there this lifetime, but where is there? What is that for you? If you died tomorrow, would you be happy with the life that you've lived? What is it you would like to achieve for you? What is it you'd like to receive? What's possible? What is possible? What is possible? Now fucking force yourself with a combination of ease, joy, and glory.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So,
And I know you came on a little bit late, and thank you for going over.
oh, did I go over? I didn't even know how long we were supposed to go. I'm sorry, you guys. I was half asleep for the first 25 minutes, so now I've woken up. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for staying on. And oh my God, it was brilliant, Shannon. Thank you. And we'd love to have you on again, really.
Awesome. Anytime, guys. I'll kick your fucking asses into succeeding if you like it or not.
Exactly.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you so
Bye.
much,
Thank you,
Shannon.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
And Betsy and Tiffany.
Thanks, Tiffany.